Good evening, everybody. Tonight we start with a group calling on the city of Buffalo to take action now to improve safety for people biking and walking on one street in particular. Earlier this week, you might remember a 10-year-old boy riding his bicycle along Forest Avenue was hit by a driver and had to be taken to the hospital. GoBike Buffalo says neighbors who live on Forest between Elmwood and Niagara have spent a long time complaining about issues on that street that may have contributed to this. This weekend, that group will host a community event on that street to demand that the city make changes. Joining us live now is Kevin Hefferman, Communications Director for GoBike Buffalo. It's nice to have you here. And first off, police haven't told us yet what they think led to that crash or the specifics in which that boy was hurt. But what do you think are the problems that you're trying to bring attention to that may be related to what happened there or just, bigger picture about what's going on this street?
Absolutely, and thank you for your coverage of this. We have seen across the state, and especially in Buffalo since 2019, crash injuries and crash deaths sort of just skyrocket. And, a lot of that has to do with poorly designed roads and streets, especially in our city. They're built for speed, and unfortunately, our city's children are paying the price for that. Just last November, it was unfortunately with one of their lives. And so when we call for action, since cars were invented, people have called for more enforcement to try and solve these issues, and crashes and deaths continue to rise. So what we call for is design as a solution, and that's something that we will be implementing on Forest Avenue starting this June.
Kevin, we asked the city's Public Works Commissioner today about some of the options to try to calm traffic on that stretch of Forest Avenue. Let's play part of what Michael Finn told us earlier today.
There's different impacts depending on which option. Some of them have differing impacts with the parking that's on Forest Avenue right now. So we're very interested to hear from the community, where they stand with, what impacts are at work, what traffic calming they'd like to see.
So he basically said that the city plans to work with your group and hear from the community to see what would be best for this street, and talking kind of about, I guess, multiple options to try to calm the traffic there. I wonder, have you found the city to be receptive to your ideas? And to Finn's point, what option or options do you think are best right now?
Sure. So DPW has been a great partner with Forest Avenue. They were a great partner with Niagara Street too, which was a major transformation and a good sign of things to come. So with Forest Avenue, we began an engagement project with the surrounding community where we asked them to weigh in on what they'd like to see to solve these issues. And that started last fall. We wrapped up in December and came out with a report. And then this past spring, we asked people to vote on two different options, whether that would be 2 shoulder bike lanes or one protected 2-way cycle track, a very light version of what you see on Niagara Street. And we got hundreds of responses, and about 99% wanted the protected cycle track. So what that'll do is it'll take away parking on the north side of the street from Reese to Niagara, and we'll put the cycle track there, but we will also narrow the driving lanes, and that's what's critical here. When drivers feel that they've got a lot of space, it feels normal to go very fast, and we have thousands and thousands of children in the street. Sometimes they pop out, and if you hit one at 20 to 30 miles an hour, the survival rate is okay. It's about 7 to 9 out of 10. If you hit a child or even an adult at 40 miles an hour, only 1 of 10 will survive. So those stats alone, when we can narrow those lanes, drivers will feel less confident speeding. And that's how we can do this through design. We'll slow down those cars, and unfortunately, if another crash occurs, that likelihood of survival or low injury rate is much better.
Kevin, I'm out of time, but I want to ask you quickly. The DPW commissioner told us today that your group, I guess, has secured some money through grants, and I imagine city money as well. It seems like funding isn't the issue here, right? The money is kind of there to get this done?
Well, what we do is a temporary project. So it's paint, it's plastic delineators that have to come out in the winter for plows to come through. So we'll study what happens this entire summer, produce a report, and then we encourage DPW and the surrounding neighborhood to say, hey, please make these changes permanent when you repave the road next year.
Got it. Thank you very much. We've been talking with Kevin Hefferman, Communications Director for GoBike Buffalo. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.